Hi guys, how are you today? It's Friday, so it's time for our regular AMA, and I'll wait for a couple minutes and we'll start. Can you hear me? Please tell me if you can hear me, guys. Okay, so everybody's here, Phoenix is here, so we can start. Phoenix is always here and he's always the first. Okay, so yeah, let's get started, guys. So what's happening in waves now? Uh, Basically, we are moving forward with units. I've been in Paris last week, talked to some venture funds, to many interesting people. It was a good event. I liked it. Actually, it was in Louvre, which is pretty impressive, you know. Probably we hadn't had crypto events in Louvre before, you know, so pretty cool. And yes, so I'm focusing on that. We are closing the seed round like these days. In a few days, I think it's going to be closed, 4 units. And at the same time, we are ramping up our testing campaign. And also there's going to be TVL campaign soon. I can't give you dates, so let's like keep this excitement going. You know, you have to have some like expectations about the future, and I won't give you all the details right now, but it's coming. So yeah, so 2 weeks ago we got delisted by Binance, but okay, life goes on, and as you know, uh, like it creates some like difficulties because Waves price fell, and a lot of projects on Waves are being financed through Waves DAO, and it's a problem for them. But now we will have other like other funds from VCs, and units is going to be launched soon. So it's fine, guys. It's fine, guys. Whatever doesn't kill us makes us stronger. You know, so it's a very corny saying, but in this case, I think it's applicable to our case. So as for units development, it's moving forward. We ironed out some bugs, and the nodes are syncing well. There's only bridges to be done because you will have to have those bridges between different chains on units. And actually, we are testing the bridges now. And this is the most important. So this is it, guys. And yeah, I'm happy to answer your questions as always. Let me scroll up. Wow. There are many new projects that, with a great team and aggressive marketing campaign, have managed to be very big. We have a very good marketing partner actually now, and they have launched a lot of successful projects. I'm actually in their office now, so I'm like very close to marketing, also, because I'm staying in their office now for more than a month, I think. there is some issues around waves, as so they're not magicians, so there is some issues with like bad press and bad like public sentiment. It has to be turned around first. So I'm working on that, and there's going to be more videos, more interviews soon. We're also working with a PR agency now to make sure that people understand what we do, because as you know, we don't have to, somehow create some image or like create some false perception, because we just need to make sure that people understand what we do, so like we don't need to change what we do in public eyes, because I think we're doing the right thing, so but not everyone knows about that, so we need to make sure that we are on the same page, not only with you, like with community, but with a broader audience, so we need to make sure that people know what we do, because but people outside Waves, they don't. So, and this was a problem for me. Sorry, I have a call, but I will just drop it. In Telegram. It was a problem for me because I did not understand that. I thought that I was like doing those AMAs and everyone should know about what we do. But that was not the case, because it doesn't work like that. People have a very short attention span now, and you had a lot of like distractions, a lot of different informations coming from all sides. So people just forget, so now we need to like bring Waves back into public consciousness and understand people what we do. And it's taking some time, but I think we have some good progress recently. Can you pay some of WG in Virus if we get enough money? Through units, man, of course, yes. Yeah, this, I think, Robert, it answers their questions, because we're not gonna keep a low profile. And maybe it's like about low profile, I commented just now, because that was not the goal. I want to have as high a profile as possible, This is what I want to have. So when we have this like bad thought around Deepak, Alameda, and such, it made sense to try and calm things a little, not to be very confrontational, because that probably wouldn't have helped us. But now I think in this situation is kind of like forgotten somewhat. At least it's not in the public focus now. We have to be very vocal about what we do, and this is what I'm trying to do. Yeah, transfers, XTN transfers. Yeah, now I know you messaged me. Now I know your other nickname. I will find out. Yeah, when Moon, man. We are working on that. What can I tell you? Zeely, a campaign for units is coming. It's going to be a separate campaign. Robert is asking about Zeely and how we use it. It's coming because now we do Zeely on our own. So we have as you know, our core marketing team. And for our core marketing, this is like the first attempt to use Zeely. And these guys have been using, I mentioned, they have been using Zeely dozens of times. So they have a lot of expertise and experience. So I think it's gonna work out pretty well. you may want to update the Zero website because it still shows Binance on the side. Waves was listed there for like 7 years, so why not? Why the surprise and a secret L2 unstaking decision? There is no like ulterior motive behind it. Really, guys. During the last AMA, people asked, why don't you allow us to unstake L2MP? And I thought this is a good idea because probably a lot of weak hands now I would just sell, and that would reduce selling pressure when units is launched. So I haven't sold any L2MP because I actually don't have any, so I do have because I issued the token, but they are like all in the issuer account. And why not? Why not shake out the weekends? Like, I think it's gonna be. We need to like use everything to make sure that everything is gonna be going towards the moon. So I think shaking out weak hands is a good thing to do. How to stop waves from falling? Isn't it time to make the waves burning mechanism? Go ahead. No, how do you see this? So if we burn fees, it's like nothing, and I don't think it makes sense actually. And waves is gonna fall for a while, maybe like for a week or two, on the heels of Binance delisting, because there's gonna be some like rebalancing of waves balances between exchanges. Some people will sell. What can you do? I will tell you what you can do. You can move forward. What is the current launch date for Zero mainnet? I would say August, man. So we're not gonna delay because initially I had some other ideas about this process, and I was trying to maybe like speak to very famous names in the C world, So and it could have worked out if we had more time, So, but in this current market conditions, you never know what's going to happen in 3 months or 5 months, and something's going to happen obviously because everybody is expecting elections in the US, and this will be some kind of like inflection point around September, because maybe nothing will happen. Maybe there's going to be like a civil war in the US. So nobody knows. Yeah, and nobody can predict this. And I will not make any predictions myself because this is a very it's stupid, to make any predictions now. So I don't want to delay any further, and we'll try to launch units as fast as possible. And after that, there's going to be more projects, and they will be on units. So we will try to move forward fast after we've launched units, because there's going to be new chains coming to units, the apps on units, and there's going to be a lot of activity. So maybe I'll try to launch something more myself, like some kind of like a AI project or similar, because I have some ideas. Will there be cooperation with the Ton blockchain and the Notcoin project? We're gonna do a lot of things on Telegram with mini apps. You don't have to cooperate with Ton for that, because Ton is some kind of like core cryptocurrency of Telegram, but not the only one. Because why Telegram is big and doing well? Because they're like agnostic. They're open and agnostic. So basically you can launch a wallet there for any crypto, not only Ton. And this is what we intend to do. I have several different ideas here for different products. Stay tuned, because Telegram is big. Telegram is, and it's gonna get bigger, I think. If nothing bad happens, it's gonna be like bigger than Facebook and WhatsApp combined. Because it's more open. Not completely open, but it's more open. Because you can build on Telegram. There's like, it's pretty decentralized, it's more decentralized than Facebook. And this is why Telegram is successful now. Why are the waves so disappointing? I was planning to invest a large sum in units, but now I won't. Okay. I won't try to sell it to you, so I'm just I'm just explaining what we do, and it's up to you to decide. I think this is going to be big, and I see a lot of potential, and I'm just trying to explain to you why I see a lot of potential in units. What the results did the conference and friends bring? A couple videos, some good discussion with VCs, some people who want to collaborate with us. It was pretty good. I was there for just like 2 days, but I enjoyed it a lot, And Paris is amazing, especially after Dubai, because I'm mostly staying in Dubai now, and basically no other place to go, because just like, okay, so I can't go to Russia, and I would go to Ukraine, but I have some commitments. And we didn't have any offices anywhere else, only in Dubai. So it's like a very stark contrast, when you go from Dubai to Paris. It's like wow. So Europe, where I want to move, like maybe have some office there somewhere. Because to be honest, only Europe makes sense to me. No other location in the world. And it doesn't matter whether it's Paris or whatever, like Poland or like Bulgaria. It's all good for me. Is Binance still interested in units? I'm not sure, guys, so I'm not like promising you that units will be on Binance, obviously, but it will be on other exchanges. Binance is big, but it's not the only exchange. When will the peak of the marketing company be? I think mid-July, about a month. Why is Unit Zero unique to the blockchain industry, and please explain the main advantage? Because it's like not Unit Zero, but units in general. As I explained a couple of times, I think this is going to be like the end game for blockchain scalability. And maybe not units if we fail, so, but we won't fail. But this approach that we're taking now will be the end game for current direction of blockchain technology, because now we basically have two approaches to scalability. The first one, which is I think bigger, is this layer 2 narrative, and Units basically follows it and takes it to its logical conclusion, where you have like multiple tools interoperable, interconnected in a trustless way, based on like a robust layer 1 chain. And that layer 1 becomes some kind of like a glue which connects those L2s. And those L2s become like properly decentralized. They don't run on one server, as a lot of current L2s do when you have just one sequencer which supports the chain, like for example, base chain on Coinbase. No, those L2s become properly decentralized. They're like being maintained by multiple validators, and that layer one basically shares those validators with those layer twos, and it becomes some kind of like layer zero for those layer twos, and those layer twos become layer ones essentially. And this is, I think, the direction where Ethereum is going as well. But for them, it's very hard to execute because they're very big. What will happen with Ethereum, in my opinion, those like layer twos that people build on it now will be more tightly integrated with Ethereum itself, creating one interoperable ecosystem. But it's going to take them a while, but it will happen. This is what basically Vitalik is saying. It's not my some kind of like wishful thinking. I don't care much about Ethereum, guys. This is just where it goes, and everybody goes into the same direction, more or less, because you don't have that many degrees of freedom here. So what we want to do, we want to be there first, and we want to reach that end game first. This is what we want to do, and we can do it fast. And there's like the other direction of blockchain scalability is like Solana-like systems. But they're like, it's also a valid approach, but it's less decentralized. Let me discuss it maybe some other time. DEX needs more ways added to exchanges of this format. When will ways be added to the new exchanges? To which exchanges, man? Share your ideas here, because ways is on many exchanges. What code still needs to be done or debugged to get into mainnet? Bridges, interchain bridges, bridges connecting. They're trustless, and like not gateways, it's like integrated into the core, so they work on the same security assumptions as Waze itself. And the code is done. We need just to test it. Elmo, we need a more transparent buyback of USDC. Create a website for it where we can see how much was bought back by day. We can do that. Also, you can do that, man, because it's on chain, So, but it's a good idea. I agree. Make a promo video and video about units. Sure, man, absolutely. Explain to people that in order to distribute debts faster, they need to attract the people and sponsors. This is what I've been explaining to you guys for over a year now, because the idea is pretty simple. To have all issues resolved, we need to create new things, create new value, So we can't expect that like Waves miraculously will go to $100 and miners buyback will buy all those XTN in a month back, Yeah, and we can't rely on that, obviously, So we need to create new value and channel it to the resolution of those issues that we faced more than a year ago. And this is what we're trying to do under all like circumstances that have been happening during the last year. Why are XTN still blocked? It doesn't make sense. What do you mean? Please explain. If you mean virus, so we can unblock it. Actually, we can, guys, like L2MP. So there has to be some public demand for it. So if you want it, I think at this stage, it's doable. Why it's good? Because XTN price will fall like almost to nothing, but the buyback will be more. So someone should come up with this proposal. Please give us some information about the projects working to make Unit Zero valuable by the end of the year. So like we have some like core projects from core teams. For example, some RWA projects will launch their own chain. I want to launch an AI theme. Also, there's gonna be like DEX, EVM DEX on units, maybe several DEXs. What else? I'm talking to a lot of teams actually. So the idea here is to have like several chains that could help with marketing. So units itself is agnostic. So it's not focusing on one narrative on one sector. So we can work with different narratives. And this is going to be very good for marketing because at the beginning, the goal is to have several chains on units with each chain dedicated to a certain narrative, like AI chain, the PIN chain, RWA chain, DeFi chain, and so on and so forth. So my goal is to onboard those teams and maybe launch something myself because I'm interested in launching something with AI. Yeah, and like some projects are kind of like guaranteed and like locked in. Some others still needs to be onboarded, but this is what's going to be happening very actively right after Unit 0 has launched. So there's not going to be any kind of like pause between launching Unit 0 and new projects coming to Units. There's going to be more or less one and the same thing. As soon as Unit 0 launched and live on exchanges, there's going to be immediately launches of new chains. It's going to be big. What is the timeline for the buyback of USDT? It's a bit less, man. So we need to increase the fee there. So this is a problem because we failed. I will be honest with you. So I thought that we would be able to really increase the volumes on WX. Not easy, not easy. So now our units should help because basically I won't have any units, so all the units that otherwise I would have as a founder will be channeled to resolution of those all the issues. The team, I will be very transparent and you can mock me as much as you want. But basically it's all going to be made very transparent. Of course, the coders will have some units, but I will not, and this all will be channeled into the problem resolutions. So if if I launch something on units, it will go through this like DAO process, and maybe I will get some funding in the future for my projects. So this is how it's gonna be. What kind of lifestyle do you lead? Do you have a diet? Man, like you're asking such questions as if I'm a celebrity. I live a very modest lifestyle, I would say. So as for diet, yeah, I'm on constant intermittent fasting for many years. It's not something that somebody advised to me. This is just what works for me. So like 16 hours I'm not eating. I'm eating in this like 8-hour window for maybe 3 years. And I'm doing like when I wake up, I go to the gym and then I eat around 3 p.m. So it's a bit weird, but it works for me because I'm training without food. So, I wonder if you have a favorite brand of alcohol. I drink alcohol, no problem, man. Don't have any issues with it, to be honest. Yeah, I like whiskey. And I'm on. What are your gastronomic preferences? I'm on like constant keto diet, so I eat meat and vegetables. That's it. WX or WE want to launch on L2 chain? I think so. Yes. Waste $10, hopefully. It will help a lot. if you want to sell your locked extend and sell your LP tokens, true, yeah, true. Actually, this is true, man. Yeah. So about unlocking, Jonathan is basically telling you the right thing. So you don't have to have them unlocked because you can just sell LP token. And I think there is no limits on LP token export. So you can just export it from Virus and sell. That's it. You are right. Thank you. Ways to the moon next week. Maybe not next week, but yeah. Jonathan, thank you very much. Thank you. Power to the people. Absolutely. 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 Yes. We need the proper plan. Do we have this plan, man? We're sticking to it. So maybe there is some kind of like a lack of public communication, but I'm doing my best because I am explaining the plan every AMA, and you can ask me on Twitter about my Twitter, guys. I decided to basically it doesn't sound good, but I decided to not allow comments from everyone, only from people I follow. But there is one tweet where comments will be always open, some kind of like permanent AMA, and I will try to retweet that tweet as often as I can, so it like stays on top, so people can ask me why I did that. As you know, I never shut down comments in my Twitter, and nobody is banned on Twitter, on my Twitter. Nobody. I don't have any single account banned. But it becomes kind of like there's a lot of noise. So I just want to keep the community focused, so on things that we do, So, but if you want to make noise, there is this one tweet, and you can ask me any questions, and I reply to all the questions there. So it's okay to ask me anything, absolutely anything, and I will answer if it's not like outright spam. Can you zero pay off 20 million USDC? It can really help with that, man, of course. When will Pete get out of the hangar and start to fly again? Like, yes. So the focus now is on units, and Binance situation didn't help with the price of current Waves tokens, including Pete. But I will never forget about Pete, because this is a meme coin that I like issued myself. I don't like meme coins in general, but I like my Pete. And he's like my son. And you don't forget your son, so Pete will fly. When will nodes end their funding away DAO? Don't you think it should be able to fund itself now instead of relying on the nodes? After units has launched, maybe, man, but now there is no other way, unfortunately. I'm not a big fan. This is like a decision that wasn't easy to make because we just didn't have any other option to fund the development. In other conditions, I would not suggest this approach, but this is what saved Waves. At least this is what allowed Waves to keep the lights on, So I wouldn't ditch that so fast. If Unity is successful, we can think about turning it off. And I will be very happy, actually. And as you know, Waves miners will be able to mine all those unit ecosystem tokens. So potentially, if everything goes well, we can even turn off Waves inflation. Because APY from those like subchains should be higher than Waves APY. So why keep it then? We can just stop issuing new Waves, which will be good for Waves. Will the testnet Unit 0 be worth anything airdrop? No, it's testnet, man. Testnet tokens are not worth anything. That's why it's testnet. Mr. Perks, hi, man. What do you think about Korea? They have a lot of waves. Yes, we need to do a lot of marketing in Korea. We'll go there and we will start working with Korean influencers now. There is no mood. Why are the waves stagnant? Because we are working on campaign now, like big campaign, so, and in terms of like profitability, Unit 0 should be more profitable than Waves, I think, in the short term. But Unit will help Waves as well, because in order to become a Unit's validator, miner, you need to have Waves. This is the idea here. So if Unit is successful, Waves will feel this, also in terms of like value and price. Mr. Perks is asking, what's your opinion about BAI? Yes, so this is an AI project from Waves OGs. I really support it. It was supported by Waves DAO, actually, in multiple milestones. They got listed on NextC after they made a proposal in Waves DAO to fund the listing, and it was approved, and they got listed. They paid for the listing. It's awesome, actually. Yes, it's like it proves that Waves DAO is actually working. So, because basically it funded the whole development and marketing and whatnot for BAI. And BI is a very good infrastructure AI project for blockchains. It allows you to basically call AI from directly, like from smart contracts. No, so this is like a great infrastructure project which needs to be done, of course. How is the double development on new features coming along? It's pretty slow, man, to be honest, due to many factors. But they're preparing something big after units have launched, and this should be big. Do you have any update on the tokenomics of Unit 0 tokens? How many tokens? Just give us a few days, man, because why I can't reveal this right now? We are talking to some VC funds, and we need to finalize their contribution, and the final tokenomics depends on this. So it would be a bit premature if I just told you like the final tokenomics right now, because it could actually hurt the process. And we do need VCs now. In the situation, we need VCs. I'm not a fan of VCs, as you know, but it doesn't matter. And it doesn't mean that like I hate like all VCs. I hate this like this more or less top-down investment approach, which comes from VCs. It's very centralized, but it doesn't mean that I hate VCs as people. So it's about like human connection after all. So we need them, and we need to finalize this, and also we need to make sure that we will have a very successful launch. So we're talking not only to VCs, but also to launch pads. Now, at one time, the EOS blockchain was called the killer of Ethereum, like waves. And this is very stupid to call something a killer or something else, as I understand. So this was not right. And EOS is like a early Solana, more or less. Yeah. So they're very similar somehow in approach, their approach. I can discuss EOS for a while if you want. Yes, like strange project in terms of like fundraising they did, because I remember it quite well, to be honest. They raised like so much money. But okay, guys. So they were like another OG chain. But I think we need to move forward, not to try to make some partnerships with OGs. Maybe we should like onboard new projects, because we're like OGs ourselves. It's gonna look like some kind of like, old people community, So I would actually have more young people in ways. When is the launch for the Power Governance Telegram app? I saw the test mini app today. It's working. Let me think about the proper go-to-market plan in light of all those other activities. I have some ideas about Telegram DAOs now, and I'm just thinking how to implement them. Before Waze, did you start somewhere? Do you still have all connections or maybe some developments? Yeah, man, I started Waze so long ago. It's like 8 years by now. And so all my active connections are from Waves era. But as you understand, I know a lot of people, yes. The Binance team was also there in Paris. I didn't see them. I don't think they were there actually. No one from Binance. So it was mostly a developer event. Polkadot was there. They're trying to like get back, make some comeback as well. And a lot of VCs. As for exchanges, I don't remember anyone, to be honest. Exchanges are in Dubai, mostly. Which kind of marketing is coming now? PR, videos, interviews, KOLs, influencers, testnet campaign, TVL campaign, referral programs, questing platform, launch pads. What else do you want? Everything. Where? Everywhere. Okay, guys, more questions. Thank you for coming every week, guys. So we have a core community. Some new people are coming, and it's a pleasure to talk to you. TV campaign on Netflix, man. Yes, on Netflix. We're gonna have a Netflix special. I'm joking. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Not yet. Not yet. And Netflix is a very strange media. I would say I kind of don't understand what they do. Neutrino is not working. Cannot see my. Oh, let me ask. I like the guy. Thank you for reporting. Maybe we'll have something on Netflix sometime, you know. You know, I haven't seen anything like good about crypto anywhere else, any kind of like uh feature, you know, some kind of like movie or whatever, you know. So it's strange. It's strange. Don't you think so? Like people love things about money. Crypto is kind of like about money, but no good movies about crypto yet or TV series. How important is image to the Waves platform? Even ever think of putting the suit back on and put some ladies beside you? I don't think it's gonna work, you know, man. I think we need to stick to our own niche. And my niche is decentralization, new models of government, stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna be wearing a t-shirt and jeans for the rest of my life. No suits for me, man. I tried a little, you know, because I was trying to promote blockchain technology wherever I could, including enterprise, government, you know, but I didn't really like it. I think those structures are really inefficient and they should just go, you know, so, and we probably can't blow them up from inside. We need to create alternative structures. Those structures won't ever change. They will not change. They're just becoming even worse. You know, if you look closely at what is happening in the world now, you will see that those old school structures are doing pretty well. You know, they're like enhanced by the modern technology, by internet, and they became even more robust than they had been before. So, and probably we can blow them up from inside, you know. So we need to create something alternative to them. And this is what I'm trying to do. Do you think that WXT will process? Yes, I will reach out. They're not, this is not them, but there's some other team, but I will ask them. Can you tell us what is going to be so good about units? Yeah, I explained during the CMA, probably came too late, but I can repeat. There is some end game for blockchain scalability, which will actually reveal itself during the next maybe 5 years. And Ethereum is going to the same direction. And Ethereum basically leads the way because they have like a lot of smart people there. This is like some kind of unification and bringing them closer of all those L2s and underlying layer, you know, because now they're like very disjointed. For example, to interact between different L2s, you need built on Ethereum, you need the gateway, which is stupid, you know. Now, so eventually there's going to be one ecosystem when all those L2s will turn into shards of Ethereum, as Vitalik was hoping 5 years ago. And this is like the end game for the current approach to decentralized ledgers. I'm like almost 100% confident in this. And we're going to do that first. You know, we're going to reach that stage first when we create this ecosystem of interconnected, interoperable layers, which are properly decentralized because they're like being supported, being maintained by multiple validators, not one just sequencer server. Those L2s will become L1s actually, and they will be built on waves, which will become layer 0 chain because it will connect all those chains and it will provide this like connectivity, trustless connectivity between those chains. And the consensus that we have on waves will be like exported to those chains, you know. So this is what is called extended consensus, if you read Unit's white paper. Yeah, so basically the idea is to do what other projects will do later, but to do it first. This is the idea here, man. So if we do it right, we're going to have this first mover advantage, and it really works well in crypto. Not always, but a lot of projects that started first had this advantage and became really big. Look at, for example, Avi, Curve, all those DeFi projects launched on Waves, on Ethereum. Unfortunately, not on Waves. I'm sorry, guys. On Ethereum. They became really big because they were the first. This is random, but what's your favorite? Oh man, I don't really watch Japanese cartoons, to be honest, you know. So somehow this is not my thing. I don't know why. It's like because yeah, I can explain why. I didn't watch it when I was little, and to love those things, you need to watch them when you're a kid, basically. When you grow older, it's just not working, you know. So basically, I listen more or less to the same music that I was listening to when I was like 16. This is true, you know. But I didn't watch any Japanese animation back then, you know. So this is a problem. Uh, my older kid loves Pokemon. Yeah, but he didn't watch cartoons. You know, it's strange. So, can I say that they have no intention of delisting waves from other exchanges? Not that I know of. You need to understand that there's a lot of exchanges that are connected to Binance through, for example, white label solutions. And they cannot not delist because it's basically Binance. Other major exchanges don't say anything about delisting. Hopefully, it will not happen because, as you understand, this creates a lot of problems. If I basically were an exchange, I would not delist waves now because you can attract a lot of volume from Binance, and it can actually increase volumes and fees. You know, so in terms of like business decision, delisting waves doesn't really make sense. We need US investors. We need Coinbase as the exchange. I'm very open, and I've been following Brian, and we're like mutual friends on Twitter for many years. And I reached out to them personally a couple times, and we had like 3 concentrated attempts to get listed on on Coinbase. At least 3, starting from 2017. And, and I even met some people in the US when I was there, but somehow it didn't work out. Probably a Russian connection thing. No, so maybe with the units it can be different. Let's see how it goes. I'm very open, and you need to understand that I'm not a big fan of centralized exchanges, but I will obviously be working with any centralized exchange that wants to work with us. No, so this is obvious, you know. So I'm not hating on them. I just don't like the business model, but it's about human connection, as I said. So if we have some good relationships, I'm happy and I'm ready to work with anyone. So maybe we should give it another try. And maybe just one more thing, I think like this centralized exchange market is almost has almost settled, I think, but not completely yet. So I think there's going to be some new players soon, and some smaller players will become pretty big ones. So it's not settled. It's not set in stone yet. But yes, all like major names that you know now, they will be there maybe in 5 years. So thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Good questions and good comments. Okay, guys, I think, yeah, so today we had a very nice discussion. I enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. Despite all the issues, we have some positive news. As I said, we are moving forward with the seed round. It's going to be closed in a few days. And testnet campaign is working. Testnet is working. Development for units is nearing its end. So yes, we're moving forward no matter what. And this is what we have always been doing, and you can be absolutely sure that this is what we will be doing in the future as well. So I love you all. Power to the people, ride on waves. Units is coming. Till next week. If you have any questions, ask me on Twitter, and you also know my Telegram. I love you guys. Till next time.